is Anna Pokolska, and I'm a student, and I'm doing a very short 2-month internship here at the Conservation Department at the Amsterdam Museum. I studied restoration and conservation back in London, and my first project here was this sculpture of a case hunt in a wooden frame. The sculpture came with this yellow metal molding, which was loose and full of dents and holes from nail repairs. We fixed the dents already, but the nails also made a lot of holes and damage to the edge of the frame, which I filled. I filled the bigger gaps just on the top here with an epoxy resin, which is a strong filler, just to give it more support when we put the molding back on. And the other ones, which were more cosmetic, I just used a water-soluble wood filler. There were also some gaps around the edge here, which obviously I've colour matched now, so you can't really see them very well, but they were, for example, there was a big one here, just there. The musket that the dog is holding was loose, so I had to reattach, and also some of the moss. The background had some really bad retouchings done to it, which I removed. And noticed also that there was some just glue that was basically painted over, so I had to just remove that, and I redid it, or repainted it in the places where there were gaps. At the back, the frame has a satirical poem which is mocking the patriotic movement in Holland, referring to the dog here. There is a glass front that fits on the top, which was attached with some new tape, which I had to remove, and then underneath, obviously, there's this old paper with covered in glue. It looks just like an old newspaper. It seems to be French. You can see some of the words, and I actually said before I removed the glass, I actually said to my colleague that it would be quite funny if the newspaper had a date on it somewhere, and it actually did. So just here, there's a date 1715, which is obviously nothing to do with the time the object was made, because it is dated for the late 18th century, just the end of it. And must be just part of an article referring to that date, but I thought it was quite interesting. So the next step now would be to put it all back together. I cleaned the glass today, which I'll probably have to do again because I've just got some finger marks on it. And I will reattach it with some Japanese tissue paper strips like this, which is very thin paper but quite strong still, and then some diluted rabbit skin glue. We wanted quite a thin paper because there's already very little space to fit the molding very well, so we didn't want to build up any more. We will then glue the molding back on using a bit stronger rabbit skin glue this time, and we will also try, while it's clamped and the glue is still hot, we will try to bend the edge of the molding around and fit it into the little groove that is sort of around the edge here, which is probably how it was originally made. So no glue, but because the molding, the groove is not even, and in places it won't probably fit that well anymore, we will just help it out along with some glue just to make sure that it stays in place. And the sculpture is going on an exhibition to the Falkov Museum, so it will leave next week, I think, on Wednesday, and it will be ready today.